Yo, Vu here. Let's be clear. You're living in a lie. And here is why.
I wasn't going to
Let's
cover this in
pry.
any depth, but I will, not for you and your
Living by a
entertainment,
higher moral
but to
standard,
solidify,
you ask.
publicly warning, clarity of legal stance and terms, in case I
It's
need it in
difficult
legal
by result.
cases, as this channel has
A
become a
mental
factor.
job.
For clarity, proxies are persons that work on my behalf. They are middle persons that
Even
protect my
harder.
identity. Some of these proxies are
But let's
private
try.
individuals and some are not.
Food
E.g.,
talks
my
on the
doctor
fly,
is a
follow
proxy
my
for
flow,
ID
yeah.
verification,
What does
as a
it mean
government
to have higher
contractee and
morals?
power to do so.
Never harming another.
Some proxies are private individuals, but have my power of attorney, allowing them to sign contracts and submit evidence in place of myself, proxies that may or may not have been used in this case, trying to harm, damage, or expose. My proxies carries legal ramification. If you are handed such data, don't post it, you become liable. And as me or in my proxies are now directly linked to this channel in government record via our submission, this warning is made clear. We will know the source of the leak as VU is extremely protective of data and we will prosecute. Okay, let's move on. So a brief summary of the strangeness I have hinted at. It relates to phone issues, as I have explained on this channel many times, and also made a video on how dangerous phone interaction is for me, where I cover my psychosis and sectioning under the Mental Health Act. No joke, eh? Well, VU set up a series of events, presented evidence to the government. Though through proxy it be, you guys. Yes, the random internet creeps out there that will dig for data on VU. I warn you, data was clearly submitted with protection of the highest legal standing for me and my proxy, and if you are caught even prying, I will ask for investigation and prosecution. VU doesn't play around. Exposure of my proxy means I lose my proxy, and I will sue at that point. This case is protected by international laws via human rights. Warning over. So you can see, I can't explain it all. Each word would have to come with legalese, and I'm not doing that. Most of you just ain't smart enough. You know this. So what did I do? Well, VU never tells lies, it's against my philosophy and core. Philosophy, more important than you think, as that was also key here, when I have stated I have never owned a phone, nor had photographic ID, not a single photo of me online, even though I'm pre-internet, in age. It was not a bluff, it's key legal evidence. You see, the government have records on VU, and can verify that indeed I have never had photo-related ID, proving my claim to a genuine held philosophical belief. They can also check for phone ownership in my name. Not a single record in the over 40 years of my life, along with decades of medical records, my sectioning, that is an arrest under mental health grounds, and detained, so legal powers were used against me. Now that comes back to bite. This case was submitted with the protections of disability and philosophical as its foundation, both of which I can prove beyond a doubt, both with evidence held by government and, in the case of my doctor and the NHS, government-approved entities. My case was watertight. This case was submitted before the attempted rollout of the ID schemes, and that is also key. You understanding yet? VU may have a small channel and type bad, but wow, I get things done. If you're in such a situation, ask yourself, what have the disability channels done for you? Nothing. And what has VU managed here? Oh, and all by myself, as the main groups. Ignore VU. I'm not interested in fame, I just like the interesting people, and there are so few. So, what does this all mean? For you, the average person, very little. I mean, no one had my back or wanted to be involved, so I could only go with the disability angle. E.g., I'm safe, and you? Not so much, but that's your fault, you didn't believe VU, and now the window has closed. Oof. It also means, now that the government has publicly acknowledged that people like me exist, I won't be the only one. Probably, nor the only one who submitted evidence. Just I tied it to laws. Laws I have shown I can qualify with my case. This puts online platforms in a risky position. A legal loophole allows platforms, and all are guilty of this, to forgo the Equalities Act when it comes to protected characteristics and service. In some areas, it's a bit more complicated than that. Do not take that as a blanket claim they can just ignore all. This is an accessibility issue in digital space, due to outdated laws.
As sent to YouTube, I don't own a phone nor have a phone number. I have internet
People
without a
lie
phone number,
to
nor have own a
justify.
mobile phone. Such devices cause me great anxiety. From just being around them, and I cannot use them as stress can make me mute. I'm not going to explain and justify the psychology. That's between me and my doctor. You do not need to know that. Just that there is a disability here, so I don't own a phone. Can you
If digital ID lands as a requirement,
Let's be
finally
clear.
platforms will, under
You're living
law,
in a lie.
be forced to accept that not everyone has a phone, nor is that non-ownership and choice. They may also be forced to provide non-image-based age checks due to philosophical and maybe even religious protection. They will have to offer alternative methods. I have spent 4 years asking them for this, and they never did it off their own backs. Let's not forget that, as some platforms pretend to be inclusive. Oh, you. You must know by now, that's all BS and an act. If not, there is no helping you. So offering alternatives? Now the law may force them to do so. You see, when I say VU always wins in the end, I do not lie. Just it may take many years to set it up and wait for the chance. You think in hours and mins, VU thinks in years and decades. A final note and a warning. Given the sensitivity of information in this case, if other parties mistakenly get tied to VU, including my proxies of which I have a few, hey, see VU really is many, e.g. are mistakenly ID'd as VU by internet cretins for the purpose of causing harm or damages, I will supply legal guidance, e.g. which professional to speak to and how to frame your case opening. Not legal advice, as I'm not certified to, but only if I think you have a case. Someone saying, I think you are the real VU in a chat room does not qualify. This would have to relate directly to this case and any information you submitted to the UK government on this case, as that will be protected data.
Not because they're weak, but because violence would shatter who they are to harm with violence. Even when in danger is to become the violence they stand against. Most cannot comprehend. Now, self-destruction is in virtue, starving yourself to prove generosity. That's immoral to your own being. Real moral ground protects the self, just never at the expense of the principle. The fake partake in lies, VU despises such fools, hollow and weak. This one you've seen, hell you've felt it. Step one, proclaim the virtue. We stand for truth. The influencer who tweets, hate speech has no place here, then dogpiles a stranger with slurs because they started it. The brand with the green logo, we're carbon neutral, while their factories choke the sky. But our competitors are worse, they cry. The politician on the podium, no one is above the law yet. Then jails rivals on paper, then charges screaming they threaten democracy. never harming another, physically or mentally. Without overwhelming justification. Yet even then, people lie to justify.